right, here we go, baby. All righty, you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Los Angeles Rams. And why are the Los Angeles Rams 0-16? Because they suck. I love that. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there it's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. For anybody going to spend any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. But plus also, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever it might wind up being, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free and fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level I got is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, I thank you so much. And it would mean so much to me. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, a little ways down in the description box, not too far, just a little ways down, there's 2 additional links. The top one's a Facebook link, which I'll go over in just a second. The one underneath it, I'm an old fart, so it's Twitter. It's always been Twitter. It's Twitter today. It'll be Twitter tomorrow. 3 trillion years from now, when I'm long gone, it'll be Twitter. I'm an old fart, so it's Twitter. Whatever letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants to call it, that's on him. I'm not calling it. It's Twitter. I try to put some stuff in there every day, Giants related, of course. If you follow me on Twitter, I will follow you back. That's an absolute promise. And then the link just above it, it takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's a group. We have over 7,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I have internet access, I got stuff going in this group darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in here, but if you become a member, the members post stuff in here as well every day. So between me and the members, there's a boatload, a ton. Not only that, there's a lot of New York Giants information going in this group every day. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Please join it. You won't be dissatisfied, I promise. All right, with all that stuff said and done and away with, it's that time, guys. Man, my goodness, that is freaking. I said the only thing I hate about the season starting is it's just like, it just seems like it's over so damn fast, and it's and the way it's been going over the past, ever since 2012, we've only made the playoffs twice. It's like, once the season's over, there's like no playoffs, it's over. So we only got 2 freaking games left. Is that just unbelievable? It's just amazing. You figure that the season, is 18 weeks? So that's like over 4 months, right? And then you have 3 playoff games. So you have like over 5 months of football. And we're down to 2 weeks left. It's like the regular season. If we made the playoffs, that could be like, that could be like another month, right? But no playoffs this year. But regardless, like 5 months, it's like, geez, holy cow. I said, I always say it's like the July 4th is like my actually, this time of year is my favorite. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Those holidays basically within like 5 weeks of each other. It's just absolutely freaking my favorite time of year, without question. Especially because you get around family and all that and everything. And it's just, you're just so happy and grateful just to be alive and, just to enjoy each other's company and everything like Christmas. Yes. And of course, the Giants losing was not much fun. Of course, everybody was here, pretty much was an Eagle fan, so that was not fun. But I just love this time of the season. But also, I do like July 4th because that's just before like training camp starts and all that, Because once the training camp, you got a couple of weeks of training camp, and then you got the preseason, and then you're off and running. So it's always like just before. Just before the season starts, because you got the preseason and training camp, the whole season to look forward to and all. Because once it starts, it's just like bam, bam, with your life being so busy, before you know it, the Sunday's here again, you watch another game, it's freaking awesome, whatever. Then it's like the week goes by and another, it's like before you know, it's like, holy crap, geez, we got it just. I can't say it seems like, well, it seemed like last week we just lost 40-0 to the Cowboys. No, it doesn't seem like that. It seemed like that's been a little while ago. But, it's hard to believe it's been 15 weeks, or actually 16 because we had a bye week. Right? So basically like 4 months. It's 2 weeks left. Nothing to play for but pride, and they're both home games. And certainly not saying the Giants are going to win both. Certainly not going to say the Giants are going to win either one. Yeah, but you do know that they're going to go out there and they're going to play their hearts out, without question. Brian Dale's about winning. Yeah, he's now who's going to be on the team next year? Who stays and who goes and all that. I'll have to wait and see. But you do know that the guys in that locker room and Dable, they're all about winning. There ain't no hey, for Tank. Might get a better draft. Ain't none of that, especially because, especially in the NFL. I don't know what the term is, like that 30% turnover or something like that, if you got 22 guys on start, obviously offense and defensive stars, you got 22. So you're looking at what, say 30%, which would be like 30, that's 7 guys. That's close to 30%. Right out of 22-7 wouldn't quite be 33%. That's about that. So you're looking on like an average, losing 7 starters every year. So if you look at it like that, okay, at 30% turnover, it's just, so you figure every 3 years, right, you're losing 21 starters. It doesn't turn out to be that way. But if you're losing 30%, due to turnover. So basically every 3 years you got almost a whole new team. Now it doesn't work because you got some of your starters you got to keep. You just can't keep turning. But a lot of the guys on the back end losing. It's just the turnover is crazy because that's another one of the reasons why ain't nobody the coach ain't tanking. If we stink, let's stink for about 5 years in a row. And we'll keep getting number 1 picks, and then we'll have a good football. No, the coach ain't going to be around that long, okay? But the players tank, right? Every play, yeah, they got their resumes being written every game, and the play that starts at 8:51 left in the third quarter, that's part of the resume. It's being written down. And then the next play after that, it's being written down, and it's being written. It's all being documented. And after the game, that's their game's worth of resume right there. And they can't go, if they become a free agent or whatever it is, they can't go, well, we were trying to tank. That's why I kind of stunk in that one game. You stink. The Giants might let you go, and you might be, oh well, I don't want to play for the Giants anyway. They stunk. I want to go on. I want to make some money, and I want to go to a good team, or either or. I want to make some money. I want to go to a good team so we can compete, maybe win a Super Bowl. Okay, well, if you stunk, ain't no good team want you. They're like, well, you stink. We're a good team. You stink. We don't want you. And then if worse comes, well, I'll just go out in the open market. I'll be rolling in the bucks because I'm a free agent. Everybody's going, not if you stink. Right? See how it works out? And also, so it goes both ways, and, there's once again, like 30%. That's what I hear. You know, what are they tanking for? You know, almost a third of the roster every year turnover, right? So you pay like a third of the roster. I mean, what are they tanking for? You know, I may not be here next year. What am I tanking for? Tanking for what? So they can get a good draft pick? I mean, I'm going to play horrible so they can get a good draft pick. I'm not even going to be here next year. You know, so ain't no tanking going on. You know, it's all, you know, very organic, and it is what it is. The end of the season, you know, you put your best guys out there, you know, and you see what you can do. So I mean, the Giants wind up 5-12. They wound up 5-12, but you know they that would be 17 games, and they played their best, if you want to call it that, for 17 games. You know, now obviously you can go back over the coulda, shoulda, woulda games. I mean, my God, you know, I mean, this Eagle game right here was a good example. You know, I mean, I said, you know, with the refs, that the John Michael Schmitz, that penalty that they called on him, the false start. Are you kidding me? See, this is nice because I can say whatever I want. I'm not getting fined by the NFL. You know, the coaches and the players, they can't say anything. I mean, they can say whatever they want, of course, if they want to get fined, if they want to lose money. You know, but I can say whatever I want. I mean, that was absolute just trash. I mean, you know, they did. The Eagles did get called for 9 penalties, and the Giants only got called for 3. So you can look at that. But I mean, it's like, you know, it's not like they did the Giants. Well, they called more on the Eagles. Well, if the Eagles committed a bunch of penalties, they should be called for. I mean, but I mean that one. I mean, you know, Big Blue Kickoff Live today. Howard Cross was bringing up kind of a good point. Like at the end of the first half, when the Eagles kicked the field goal at the end of the first half, well, Jalen Hurts, instead of like running out of bounds, he stayed in bounds, and the ball came loose, and Okereke jumped on the ball because he thought it was like a fumble. But like the ref was like running up to him, like, yeah, give him the ball, you know, like so he could grab it and run it, go spot it. You know, I mean, this stuff is it's just like, it's really, I mean, I hope they bring this stuff up to this. I mean, it ain't going to do any good. Oh yeah, we blew the call. You know, I mean, you know, but so the guy was the ref was asking for the ball, give him the ball, so he can like get it spotted, so they can. And the other thing about it is that if Okereke didn't gave the ball to the ref, that they probably wouldn't have had enough time to down it, to clock it, to kick a field goal. So basically, by Okereke jumping on it and getting a penalty, he gave the Eagles 3 points. But the thing is that what just kind of pisses you off is that you look at it like that, right? And the refs like asking for the ball so he could spot it, and Okereke, it was like it was kind of like, on top of, maybe didn't give him the ball right away, so they throw a flag. But then at the end of the game, when Darren Waller gets hit in the back and he comes up, he's trying to hand the ball to the ref, and the ref's kind of just like standing there, like, what do you want me to do with the ball? I mean, it's like, it's like, dude, are you that much of an asshole? I mean, what? So in the first half with the Eagles, they were trying to hurry up to spot the ball so the Eagles can clock it, so they can kick a field, get some points for it. But when Darren Waller gets up, he's like trying to hand the ball to the ref. The ref's like, what do you want me to do with that? So Saquon had to grab the ball and run it to the middle of the field to hand it to a ref. Meanwhile, when the Eagles have the ball, they got the refs, give him the ball, come on, we gotta get spotted. I mean, like, what's going on here? I mean, what's going on? I mean, thankfully, Saquon got the ball and he ran it, handed it to the ref. The ref spotted it. We were able to clock it and, get off another play. But it's like, then that one, of course, the one that didn't get called against Wan'Dale Robinson down, I mean, the guy wasn't turned around, and I mean, nothing got called on that one. The ball, Saquon, I mean, some people said he kind of like, he kind of maybe looked like he jumped out of bounds to make it look like, he got, but I mean, it's just, Man, the refs are just absolute trash. Absolute trash. I mean, it's and to be honest, to be fair with the Eagles and the Giants and just to be straight up fair. I mean, I can't stand Eagle, but I mean, there's been bad calls against the Eagles or non-calls for and against the all season long. Same thing with the Cowboys. There was one because my son and I we were at the Dolphin game watching the Cowboys lose. It was a good game, real good game. But there was a couple pictures I seen in some of the Facebook groups and I'm in, because a couple of them it's like an NFC trash talk groups and all of that and everything. But I mean, one of them shows a picture of, I mean, literally CeeDee Lamb's in the end zone and the defender, I can't remember who the defender is, has his pants pulled away from his body. I mean, it's like about that far and nothing's called. I mean, he's pulling his pants. It's probably about that far. Right, and nothing's called. I mean, just it's a shame. It's because it's like it's tough. It's really tough because literally on every play you can call a holding penalty. Literally on every play you can call pass interference or holding or something like that, on every play. So it's kind of you got to give it Do you want to call 87 penalties during the game? You know what kind of flow you're going to have after every play there's a penalty? So you have to, and obviously some crews call more penalties than other crews. Some crews are like this, and other crews are just like everything. Some crews are just like this, just throwing flag. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough. Where's that happy medium at? You don't want to totally kill the game by calling 415 penalties. But then again, when a guy's got a guy, like CeeDee Lamb, he's running in the end zone. I said once again, I can't remember the Dolphins defender, but he's got his pants pulled away from his body about that far. Hold on, I mean, there's nothing called. I mean, the call on John Michael Schmitz, I had looked up or whatever, whatever. And the defensive player jumps offside and they call it on John Michael. It's like, are you kidding me? I mean, you serious? Then the thing is too, is that then you can go like, well, should we review every penalty? Let's go back and look. Did John Michael Schmitz do anything illegal? No, didn't look like. Looks like it was. So what are we going to do? We're going to review every penalty. What kind of? Each game is going to go be like 7 hours long. I mean, it's like. So it's really, really tough. I don't know if they can really make it like, I don't know. It's make each play more damaging or take points off the board for team or something like that. Or, or something like that. If I see anything, any jersey being dug, your team loses a point. You get penalty, and if I see anything at all, that doesn't matter. Anything, your team loses a point. Right? Make it cost them. Anything at all. If I see anything, that's a point. You lose a point. Right? Now you get a penalty called on you, but you lose a point. Holding is that's a tough one. Holding is really, really tough. I say you can get that on every, they're supposed to keep everything inside and stuff like that. But when the guy goes around, the edge rushers, you go around the corner, and you got the tackle trying to get him. And of course the tackle winds up getting his arm around the front of him. Some guys get the calls of holding, some guys don't. Remember last year, Kayvon, the guys would wrap he'd be going around them. Kayvon's waving his arm like this, and the guy's got his arm choking him and stuff like that. Ref's like, I don't see a hold. Meanwhile, other players, of course, they run around the edge, and the tackle's got them up around here. Oh my God, that's 15 yards. Of course, some of it depends on who the player is, who the player is not, and all. Yes, I mean it's so tough. I mean, especially with the holding. I said you have holding on it. And I said, especially with those edge rushers, because once they get around the tackles got it, I mean, so the ref's got it. Well, okay, is he, he's got his arm around them, but is he kind of stopping them from making it, that might be a hold, or is he, it's really, really tough. But I mean, I said, to be all fair side and all, I mean, the Giants have been screwed this year. Every team's been screwed. You know what I mean? The officiating is really just absolutely just trash, absolute just total trash. You got these guys are making a lot of money, and I know a lot of it's very, very difficult. It's that the speed, it's the game and stuff like that. But some of these calls are just really, really horrible, really, really horrible. And it kept talking about like you want like full-time refs for this to be like their full-time job and stuff like that. You might need to do something like that. Like, whatever, I mean, it's like, after Sunday's over with, what do the Giants do? Right. Well, maybe they have a day off, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're practicing. Well, that's what you might have to do with these refs. I mean, you want to go back to your full-time job. Okay, no problem. Well, that'll be your full-time job because you don't have this job anymore. We'll get somebody else who'll do this full-time. You raise their salary because the NFL is making trillions of dollars, making a lot of money. So can we afford to pay refs whatever, $500,000, $250,000? I don't know what their salary is. Can we afford to double their salary or triple their salary, whatever it is? Give them benefits and stuff like that. And all. Can we afford to do that? Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. But you make it a full-time job for them. After maybe they go home, fly home with their family or something like that or whatever. But, they don't have to all maybe necessarily meet up in a location every week. But, they got Zoom meetings constantly, right? During the week, everybody gets off on Monday, or everybody gets off maybe Tuesday because you got a Monday night game, right? So, so everybody has off Tuesday, but then Wednesday they're in class. So they fly home. They're at their home, so they got 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever it is, and that way, New York or whatever has time to look at all the game, all the penalties and everything like that. They can zoom in on some plays. Well, this one, man, maybe think about calling a penalty on it, a hold on this one. See how he's kind of got his arm like that? That's you might want to think about that one wasn't called. So maybe think about this one here. I don't know about this one. This one here, this was called pass interference. I think we could let that, I mean, but every play, right? They go over every play from the, all the games. They have to sit there, right? And just watching it over and over, 3, 4 days a week, sitting there for whatever, 6, 7 hours. I'm saying, I mean, they sit there and they have a meeting, they're talking, right, for a couple hours, and hey, take a half-hour break, whatever. Come on back. It's 10:30. Come on back at 11. All right, we'll be here from 11 to 1. 1 o'clock, we'll have an hour lunch from 1 to 2, take an hour off, and we'll come back from 2 to 3:30, whatever we're at here, and we'll see you back the next day. I mean, so something like that. I mean, not that they're sitting there for 8 hours a day, watching. I mean, but I mean, in this day and age, it's not, it's not like it was back in 1943 or something like that, where everybody actually has to be in the same room to talk to everybody, But I mean, with the Zoom meetings and stuff like that, I mean, with modern technology, and my God, you can see the film that they're showing, and and you got the head of the NFL referees or whatever, on there just showing them stuff, that now this play here, we're kind of, I don't know, this one here, this is a penalty here, this one's not, this one was called, this one shouldn't have been, what I mean? And go over every play. Maybe it'll help. But a lot of the refs they're not full time. They do this on the weekends. And of course they have meetings and stuff like that. It's just not like, just show up at the game and just, call the game and you just go home and don't worry about the results or nothing like that. No, I mean, of course they have, they talk and stuff like that and all that, right? But, it was certainly talking more about maybe having, mandatory, make the refs be a full-time job. If some of these guys don't want to be in their full-time job, okay, no problem. There's plenty of refs out there, plenty of refs. And we bring these other refs in, right? What are they going to do? Be worse than what we have now? I don't think so. So there's plenty of guys that are more than happy to make this their full-time job. Hey, that's up to you. If you're whatever, I don't know, a lawyer, and you do this on the side for because you love the games, okay, cool. But if you don't want this to be your full time, you want to be a lawyer, all right, go. You got it, brother. You go. You do your lawyer, and on the weekends you can umpire high school games, make $50 a game. Go get them, Tiger. But if you want to be with the big boys, it's a full-time job. Your salary's going to get raised. We got benefits for you, this, that, but it's a full-time job. Right, so you call the game, one game a week, and then of course, 3 days or whatever, because you got maybe you travel, maybe you got a Sunday game. I guess maybe you travel on Saturday, you have your meetings with your guys and all that. You call the game Sunday, and then you leave. But then 3 days during the week, whatever, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it's going to be. 3 days during the week, we're sitting down. We got like 20 hours of meetings. We're going to watch all the games. We're going to go over all the penalties and stuff like that and everything like that. So you just constant repetition, over and over and over. Maybe they'll start seeing stuff. Right. And I said, if the refs don't want to do that, right? All right. No problem, bro. There's a ton of refs out there, a ton of them. And just because we got these guys right here, that doesn't mean they're the best in the world. Lord knows that, right? So, and I said, mistakes happen, but it just seems like, I don't know, every year it's just trash, absolute trash. And unfortunately for the Giants yesterday, they got screwed. Kind of also makes you wonder, it's kind of like, is it scripted? Were the Eagles supposed to win yesterday? Yeah, maybe they were supposed to win. Maybe, we got to keep the Eagles alive. They're paying us a lot of money. Jeffrey Lurie, he's been greasing our palms all season long because they stink. They can't win a game, right? They need to tush push. Without the tush push and without the refs, right? They're not winning, right? So, so they got, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is scripted. I don't know. I know it's not scripted in the Giants' favor. I can tell you that much. All right, so let's go over. Let's see here. What do we got now? Let's go over who we starting with here. Let's start with the offensive grades. Now, it's funny because Tyrod and Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan played the same exact amount of plays. They both played 31 snaps. And, well, of course, Tyrod, he graded out of 72.9. And Tommy Chicken Cutlet's graded out of 65.6. The problem, all right, is that, once again, with Tommy is that, you like his ball security, right? But once again, the problem is ball security. Now, I could play an NFL game, not throw an interception. Absolutely not. I get the ball, snap, bam, in the ground. Snap, bam, in the ground. Snap, bam, in the ground. Well, 3 and out. Okay, well, didn't complete anything, but didn't throw an interception, right? So I can do that the whole game, right in the ground. Incompletion, right? Or I can do a shovel pass to Saquon. He runs in front of me. There you go. Well, I completed a pass. No interception, right? So, but I'm saying, but the problem with him is that what we saw with Tyrod, right? He's running around, heads up. Heads up. Where's his head? Heads up. Whew, looking down the field, right? Oh, my God. His heads up. Is that Darius Slayton way down there? Yeah, that's it, baby. Right? You weren't going to get that with Tommy Chick Cutler Parmesan, right? He's got that, hit Wandale, right? He had that nice one, Wandale, against the Packers, right? On the last drive of the game. But, other than that, I'm looking, down the field, is now, which obviously makes it, how familiar or comfortable or whatever is he with the offense? You know, I mean, does he know? Okay, does he know he's got one here, he's got one here, he's got Hyatt down there, he's got so and so. You know, does he know? You know, is he aware of that? Right, when he comes in, or is he just, I got this guy here and I got this guy here. If not, I'm just going to run or throw the ball out of it. But I mean, with Tyrod is the second season in the same system and all. You know, he got some snaps last year. He's got snaps this year. He's familiar with all, the receivers and all and everything. So, but the touchdown pass to Slayton, probably weren't going to get that with Tommy Chicken Cutlet. So, and of course, as you saw, we only had 3 points at halftime, and we wound up with 25. So. But Tyrod, injected a little some life into the Giants. That's for sure. I guess I'd have to venture to guess they'll probably go to Tyrod because they're trying to win the game. So the one thing is that with Tyrod, he's probably not going to be back next year. With Tommy Chicken Cutlets, it's like, you want to give him, since he'd probably be back next year, you want to give him as much experience as possible. But maybe, once again, they've seen all they need to see for this season with Tommy Chicken Cutlets, because they're trying to win some games. So, but Tyrod was the number one as far as offensive players. 72.9 he graded out at. Darius Slayton, 72.7. Saquon, good game, 65.8. Tommy Chicken Cutlet, 65.6. Daniel Bellinger, 64.3. Nice game. His problem is, his blocking. His blocking. Now he's just, I don't know. It's kind of makes you kind of, it's like, it just seems like he's taking a step back this season as far as maybe not so much dropping passes or nothing like that or anything, but as far as just like his blocking. Last year, it seemed like he was so much more efficient blocking. Well, let's click on it. Once again, this is just PFF. That's all I'm going by here. Daniel Bellinger. Okay. Maybe it's his big guns that he's got. Maybe those big, huge arms. Maybe that's preventing him. Last year, this season, once again, according to PFF, that's all I'm going by. This year, he's a 44.4 pass blocking grade. Last year, he was a 53. Last year was a 63.3 run blocking grade. This year, he's a 57.3. And you kind of would figure that your second season and your third season, you should get a little bit better, especially if you get stronger, because he got bigger, right? You get stronger, you should be able to, hold the blocks or, some extra strength should certainly help. But I mean, like this year, his pass blocking, especially of late, again, when the Jet game, he played 67 snaps. His pass blocking grade was a 0. The second game is against the Cowboys. His pass blocking grade was a 29.5. His last 3 games, pass blocking grades. Green Bay, 31.8. Nolans, his pass blocking grade, 29.7. This week against the Beagles, his pass blocking grade was a 40. It's not super spectacular. You would think, this is the second season. He should do at least as good as he did last season. Or maybe, and in fact, last season, he even got poked in the eye, too. He missed some time. But, so, I don't know. I don't know if it may be him. He's got a good tight end coach. Real good tight end coach. Hopefully, maybe next year he can take a step forward again. We'll have to wait and see. But Matt Breida, he was a 61.2. He was in for 5 snaps. Darren Waller was in there for 39 snaps, 59.2. Andrew Thomas, tough game. He was in there for all snaps, 62. Graded a 59.1. Very un-Andrew Thomas-like. Sterling Shepard was in there for, unfortunately, just 1 snap. Shame. 57.7. Gunnar Olszewski was in there for 2 snaps, graded out of 56.7. Isaiah Hodgins was in there for 26 snaps, graded at 54.7. Wan'Dale Robinson was in there for 44 snaps, 53.5. Tyree Phillips. Now this is where it gets tough because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Okay. 5 out of the bottom 6 grades were offensive linemen. Now, once again, you tell me. I mean, I know we had some injuries and this, that, and the other thing, but it's like almost week in and week out. Week in and week out, the bottom grades, offensive linemen. And if you look at like the Eagles' offensive line, right, they have, what do they have? They got Lane Johnson's a first rounder. They have a second rounder. Is Dickerson's a second rounder? I think it is. But Kelsey's a 6th rounder. They have another guy who's a 7th rounder, and they got like the best offensive line in the league. Coaching. You don't need 5 first rounders across the board. You don't need that. So they got a good coach. Once again, I can never remember the guy's name. Very good offensive line coach. If you have some good coaching, you can do some miracles with some good coaching, right? But the Giants don't seem to have that. I would be shocked if Bobby Johnson's back next season. Absolutely shocked if they want to bring him back next season. But once again, 5 of the bottom 6 grades, according to PFF, right, on the offensive side or offensive lineman. Tyree Phillips, right tackle, is 53.5. His run blocking was a 39.2. His pass block was a 70. That's very good. Jalen Hyatt, okay, he's the only one. The bottom 4 grades were all offensive linemen. Jalen Hyatt was in there for 35 snaps. He ran a 51.6. Unfortunately, I don't think he had a catch all game. Let me see. Did he have a catch? I don't think he did. Let's see here. Where we at? Box score. Giants. 16, Breida, Barkley, Robinson. Nope, he didn't have one catch. It's just kind of like with the guy's speed and everything. You can't find like a jet sweep or some kind of, screen out there or something. You can't get the ball in his hands. I mean, because you give the guy a block or 2 or something like that, get the guy in the open space with his speed, maybe. I mean, their secondary stinks. And we got, I think Tommy DeVito he was overthrowing guys, and I think I think Tyrod underthrew a couple guys, so the pass patterns down there were either throwing over heads or throwing it into the ground or whatever. Maybe like a tight end, a wide receiver screen or something like that, right? Put 3 guys over there or something like that, whatever it is, and let him get step back, give him the ball, maybe get a block or 2 out there and see if he can maybe get the ball in guys' hands. I mean, why do we necessarily have to? Well, he has to run a pattern. Let him. He has to run down the field and get open. If he doesn't run down the field and get open, we're not going to get him the ball. He needs to learn. I mean, you got one of the fastest guys in the league. The guy's running. The guy gets a traffic ticket running through a school zone, and you can't figure out a way to get the ball in the guy's hands. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Well, yes, he's got to get open down the field, or else we won't throw it. Are you that stupid? Get the ball in the guy's hands. Come on. Jeez. Now, I'm not saying, we got to do it 10 times, but get the ball in the guy's hands at least a couple times. Right? And some of that too. I mean, right? What's that going to do? I mean, Hyatt's over there. Okay, all right. Well, the last 2 times, right? He was over there with a bunch formation, right? Snap the ball, right? The 2 guys, they block. He steps back. He catches the pass, and he does this. Got to keep an eye on that. They got a bunch formation there. that might happen, right? So then they're maybe kind of looking for that, and then he takes off down the field, right? Yeah. Let me get the ball in the guy's hands. I mean, jeez. All right, where are we at here? But once again, the bottom four guys, offensive grades, bottom four offensive linemen. Mark Lewinsky was just in there for 6 snaps. He graded out at 50.3. John Michael Schmitz was 44.4. Ben Bredesen was in there for all 62 snaps. So was John Michael Schmitz. And Justin Pugh, he missed 2 snaps. But Ben Bredesen, Michael Schmitz was a 44.4. Ben Bredesen was in there for 62 snaps. He graded 39.5. His pass block grade was a 14.3. And Justin Pugh, straight off the couch, was a 35.9. His run blocking was a 33.5. So, I mean, I love Justin Pugh and all that. Now, hopefully, if he winds up retiring after the season, maybe the Giants can sign him to obviously a one-day contract. Same thing with JPP, because he got released. And I don't know if he's still looking to try to get somebody pick him up or whatever. But I tell you what, if he ever retired, I'd give him a call. Dude, we drafted you. You want to retire as a Giant, right? Same thing with Justin Pugh. Thanks, man. I know you came straight off the couch. Thank you and all that. But because he may not be. It might be something. Because sometimes what they say, sometimes the second season you come back, you're even better. As far as with an injury, you might be better. So maybe that could be quite the possibility as well too with Justin Pugh. But it's not working out well. But you gotta thank the guy and give the guy a lot of credit for coming in and trying as best he can. It was absolutely fantastic having him back on the team after all these years. It's just a shame that we just wind up letting him go. And, same thing with Will Hernandez. And, we had Zeitler here. And of course, we only had him for 2 years or whatever it was. Then, of course, we let him go. And now he's doing great. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But once again, I said I would be absolutely shocked if Bobby Johnson is here next season. And I said Justin Pugh is at 35.9. So he was the worst one. So, I mean, offensive line, it's just absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, let's go to the defensive side. Adoree Jackson, 72.2. Of course, that pick 6, I'm sure, helped quite a bit. Isaiah Simmons, good game. He was only in there for 25 snaps, though, unfortunately. 68.4. Dexter Lawrence, 68.3. Sexy Dexy. Now, I keep forgetting all the time about Isaiah Simmons. I think we only got him. I mean, so you look. I mean, we got Isaiah Simmons, and we traded. Well, I traded a 7th-round pick for him. But if you just bring him in for this season, you traded away a 7th-round pick, and you let him go. You don't re-sign the guy. That's not going to look too good. So, I mean, I said we got Adoree Jackson, Isaiah Simmons, Xavier McKinney, Saquon Barkley. So we got some guys. But I said with Isaiah, it'd be nice to have Isaiah Simmons back. I think I hope, especially trading away 7th-round pick. I said, and of course he recovered the butt fumble from Boston Scott, the Giant killer. Yeah, he looked really good yesterday. 1 carry for 3 yards. Yeah, he's a Giant killer. Yeah. Banks, he was in there for 44 snaps. Unfortunately, he got injured. 66.9. Dane Belton, 27 snaps, 61.6. Xavier McKinney, he was in there for all 76 snaps. 61 he graded out at. His tackling was an 82. Now, the Giants' tackling was pathetic. Xavier McKinney had a great game, though. Really good game. Especially tackling. 82. Very, very good. Darnay Holmes was in there for just 2 snaps. And you figure, Banks is out, this, that, and the other thing, and we could only get Darnay Holmes on the field for 2 snaps. That's not saying much. That's not saying much of what they think about him. And this is his last season, so Darnay Holmes might be gone. Toman Fox, nice to see him out there on the field. He was in out for 19 snaps, graded at 57.5. Bobby Okereke, 56.6. Jihad Ward, 56.4. Nick McLeod, he was in there for 31 snaps, 55.4. Hottie was in there for 34 snaps. Ashawn Robinson was in there for 46 snaps, 53.5. Jason Pinnock was in there for 75 out of the 76 snaps. 51.9. Azeez Ojulari was in there for 58 snaps, 51.5. Trey Hawkins, the third. Now, once again, he only found a field for 2 snaps. 47.8. DJ Davidson was in there for 23 snaps, 47.8. Micah McFadden, 51 snaps, 47.1. I'm going to go over a couple stats here in just a moment when I'm done. Kayvon, 67 snaps, graded out 46.4. His run defense was not very good. They had him at 35.4. Let's see a total. Let's see. 6 hits. Did he have any tackles? No, he didn't have any tackles. He wasn't involved at all. According to PFF, he didn't have a tackle. According to PFF, he didn't miss a tackle, nothing. He didn't register anything. He had no grade. He had no tackling grade because he made no tackles and he missed no tackles. So he basically was pretty much a no-show. I mean, he was there, but he was not the dominant self. Sometimes like in games like this, it's kind of like, where is he? So I mean, I guess against a good offensive line. So Jordan Riley was in there for 35 snaps, 44.3. Cordell Flott in the slot. I was in there for 31 snaps. We had a 33.1. And Timmy Horn, the guy we picked up off of the Falcons practice squad, and this is the reason why the guy was on the practice squad. He was in there for 7 snaps. He graded out a 30.3. So he did not have a banner day. But then again, he was off of somebody else's practice squad, and now we know why. But the thing I want to point out was the tackling. Trash. Absolute trash. I don't know how many times. I don't know what it is. It's like now we're back to once again how we were like in the beginning of the season. Like, I remember the one presser, like, Martindale's like, oh, no, you chart us this week. You check us out. Check out. I can't remember what week that was, but the weeks before that, just the missed tackles were just trash, absolute trash. Then it started getting a little bit better, but I mean, this past week here, I was just like, we got guys like trying to shoulder guys. Whatever happened to what? Didn't the good Lord give you this and this? Whatever happened to this? I mean, isn't that tackling? I mean, what? I mean, what kind of the no NTL, no tackle league, or is this? Are we playing flag football or something? I mean, what the is going on? I mean, why can't we just like wrap them up and And the other thing too, I mean, it's like you got some guys like just strictly just like trying to get the ball. I'm not going to tackle them. I'm just going to go for the ball. Then you got other guys. I'm not going to wrap them up. I'm just going to try to shoulder them to the ground. I don't know. Why don't like somebody wrap them up, okay, and just hold on, and then you have the rest of the cavalry come over and start popping the mother, right? Popping them, and then somebody else ripping the ball out. Why don't we try that? We can do that, can't we? Right? Somebody wrap and hold, right? Don't maybe drag them to the ground, right? 11 men to the ball. So you got one guy there. So you got 10 guys coming in, 9 guys giving them shots, and one guy ripping the ball out, right? I mean, that's legal. We're not doing nothing dirty. You just want to make sure when the guy goes back to the hall, it's like, yo, let's give the ball to somebody else. Everybody go in there and give a shot to the guy. Oh, you want the ball? Hey, there you go. No problem. Hey, we'll be friends. We'll sing Kumbaya. We'll shake hands after the game. But you got the ball now, so we're all going to hit you. One guy. I don't know what. I mean, what is going on? I mean, these guys want to, they want to cry and piss their pants and need their diapers changed because they're not making enough money. But we don't want to tackle. I mean, what? You want how much money? Do you tackle? You're on defense, right? I mean, you don't want to tackle? You serious? You sure? I mean, just absolute trash. Trash. I mean, I don't know. And this too. Let me see here. Figure it out here. Hold on here. How many was it? According to PFF, we missed 15 tackles. 15 tackles they missed yesterday, the Giants. 15. I mean, holy cow. Let's see. Adoree Jackson missed 2. Who got here? Jason Pinnock missed 3 tackles. Micah McFadden, he had a horrible game. He missed 3 tackles. Cordell Flott missed 2 tackles. I mean, Cordell Flott, PFF, this is the grade they gave him. That's all I'm going by. Cordell Flott graded out of 24 as far as tackling. Micah McFadden, 28.6. Jason Pinnock, 30.1. Nick McLeod, 35.3. Dane Belton, 29.7. Isaiah Simmons, 37. And Adoree Jackson, 28.3. So, well, I'm just going to compare the Giants and the Eagles. So give me just a second. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 7 Giants on defense. 7 graded out under a 40. 7. So let's go to the Eagles here. Let me see if I can get the set 7. 7. Okay, 7. Is this? Yep. The Eagles had 2 guys. 2. Reed Blankenship with 62. He played 62 snaps. He missed 1 tackle, and he graded out at 28. Okay. The Eagles all game missed 2 tackles. 2. Giants missed 15. Eagles missed 2. The other guy was Nolan Smith, the outside linebacker. He played 16 snaps. He missed 1 tackle. Those are the only 2 guys. All their other tacklers, these are their tackling grades: 70, 71, 79, 79, 72, 82, 69, 79, 67, 77, 68, 72. They had 2 guys that missed the tackle. We went from 15. We missed 15 tackles. Eagles missed 2. I mean, just trash. Absolute trash. All right, let's go to, we're getting close to about an hour here. So we're getting close now here. All right, let's see here. Let's go to team grades. Now, the Giants usually wind up at the bottom of at least 3 or 4 of these categories. Overall team grades here. Let's see here. Miami Dolphins, number 1 at 95. Wow. They took over for the 49ers were number 1 for the longest time. So the Dolphins are number 1 at 95. The Giants are number 32, 59.7. All right. Offensive grades, 49ers, 89.2. And the Giants are number 32. We are 56. So two categories. Giants are number 32 in both the categories. Passing grade, Dolphins number 1 at 90.2. And the Giants are number 23 at 62.6. Okay, pass blocking. Giants are usually in last place in this one. The Vikings, number 1, 78.7. And the Giants are number 32. 42.3 is our pass blocking grade. 42.3. Receiving grade. All right, let's see. 49ers are number 1, 90.7. And the Giants are number 32. Oh, my freaking God. 60.8. So the Giants I've rattled off 5 categories so far. The Giants are number 32 in 4 of them. Absolute trash. Running grade. Dolphins are number 1, 92.2. And the Giants are number 30, 69.5 running grade. Run blocking. 49ers number 1, 79.1. The Giants are number 31. What are we at here? Run blocking. Giants are 42 run blocking grade. Our pass block grades are 42.3. Run blocking's a 42. Absolute trash. Unbelievable. So we were number 32 at like 4 of them. And I think we were number 31 at 2 other ones. I mean, just absolute garbage. Defensive grades. Dolphins are number 1, 90.1. Giants are number 26, with 66.7. Run defense. Falcons number 1, 87.9. And the Giants are number 24, 58.6 is their run defense. Tackling. Cowboys number 1, 80.2. And the Eagles are third. Eagles of the whole season is 73.1. The Bengals are number 2. The Patriots are number 4. Commanders are number 5. So basically in the NFC East, we have 3 of the top 4 tackling teams in the NFC, according to PFF. Right? The Giants tackling. All right. Giants are number 28. 42 is our tackling grade. That's for the whole season. That's just not for this past week. For the whole season, tackling. Absolute trash. Total trash. Pass rush. Browns are number 1, 91.4. And the Giants are number 26, 66.9. Coverage grade. The Jets, number 1, 93.4. And the Giants are number 18. There you go. 72.5. Very impressive. Special teams. Chiefs, number 1, 90.7. And the Giants special teams grade probably went down a little bit after this. 71.9. 71.9. Now, as I said, it took a little bit of a hit this week. I mean, you also got to figure, because it's like, they put the Scottish Hammer in there who had to have a wrap around his leg. And it's just, they couldn't have gotten, I don't know. He was kind of compromised, so he wasn't able to, do his normal kind of thing. Don't know, how badly it affected, everything. But you had another compromised kicker out there now. You don't even know if he'll be able to finish the season, because I'm sure him playing hurt yesterday didn't help his injury at all. So you kind of wonder if he's going to have to go on injury reserve for the rest of the season. The Giants already put 3 kickers on injury reserve. Is that unbelievable? 3. We might have to put our punter. That might possibly be our 4th kicker. Have to put on injury reserve. I mean, not cutting them because they're missing field goals or cutting the punter because he stinks. But we've had 3 who got injured reserved. It's unbelievable. Absolutely. But once again, what else do you expect? Just the way this season's been going, it's just unbelievable. The one thing that you do know is that, the Giants, whether win, lose, or draw, they're going to be playing their hearts out the final 2 games of the season. Now, obviously, once again, they're going to play. They're going to play their hearts out. Are they going to win? Who knows? One thing you do know is they're going to play. They're going to play hard. They're going to play to win. And you do know, especially because it's only 13 games. The Giants played their hearts out. I can't say they lost totally because of the refs, but the refs screwed them over on a couple occasions without question. The Giants, spent themselves and everything, and they really, really, took it hard. The loss. So it's gonna weigh in their minds. Maybe just maybe maybe the Giants, Mr. Mara, will grease the refs' palms a little bit. Maybe they'll call some stuff going in the Giants' way in 2 weeks. It's only 13 days. So this loss is going to be fresh in the Giants. It's not like it was week 1, we lost 40-0 to the Eagles, and here it is week 17, we're playing the Eagles again. Of course, it'd still be in the back of the minds, don't get me wrong, but it's only 13 days now. This loss here, it hurts. Be nothing better than at home, Eagles at home, and you can maybe, it could wind up being right where the Eagles. All right, hold on. I got to do math, so it's not too good. The Eagles will be 12-4, right, going into the 17th game of the season. right? The Cowboys might be 11-5 going into the final game of the season, right? If the Cowboys beat the Commanders, the final game of the season, the Cowboys would be 12-5. Eagles are 12-4. The Giants can knock off the Eagles. The Eagles would be 12-4. And I think the Cowboys might win the division then, right? So, I mean, you're not knocking the Eagles out of the playoffs, but I'm saying, but at the final game of the season, if somehow the football gods just one time this season look down at the Giants and go, you know what? Let's throw those guys a bone. Let's help them out. But we'll make the refs call some plays for the Giants, right? Maybe we'll have a few fluke plays go against the Eagles. Let's have the Giants win this one, right? I mean, that would be huge because now instead of the Eagles, quite possibly the Eagles are not going to get the number 1 seed. Quite possibly. The 49ers can win their final 2 games, and they don't have a real hard schedule. If they can win their final 2 games, right, they got the number 1 seed. So they're going to have the bye, and as long as they keep winning, the playoffs will go through San Fran. So you're not going to. So the Eagles may not get the number 1, but I mean, if you knock them out of first place and make them the second place, now they're the number 5 seed. They're the wild card, and they have to play all their games on the road, right? So now you're going to they'll have to, unfortunately, if they're number 5, they'll have to wind up playing the whoever wins the South. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it'll be a road game. Then after that, they might have to play in Dallas. And then after that, they might have to play in San Fran. So, I mean, if the Giants could knock the Eagles off on the final, I mean, of course, once again, the Cowboys would have to beat the Lions at home. The Cowboys are at home, right? The Cowboys would have to beat the Lions. Not going to be easy. But the Cowboys are a totally different team at home than they are on the road. So if the Cowboys can beat the Lions at home and they can beat the Commanders, right, the Cowboys would wind up being 12-5, right? So I said, so the final game, they're going to play both games at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're not playing them at different times. They're going to play them at the same time, right? They're both going to be played at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Or unless they have both at 4:30, whatever it is. But both the Cowboys and the Commanders and the Giants and Eagles are going to be both played at the same time, the final Sunday. That's a given. So if the Cowboys can win their final 2 games, they'll be 12-5. So going into that final game, the Eagles could, as long as they beat the Cardinals this weekend at home, they'll be 12-4. So if the Giants knock the Eagles off, right? The Eagles will be 12-5, and I said not only they might be in second place, but now they're going to be a wild card team. They'll get no bye, and all 3 of their probably if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, they have to play 3 games on the road, and they have to beat Dallas in Dallas. I don't see it happening. They got to beat the 49ers in San Fran. Don't see it happening. They couldn't even beat the 49ers at home. I don't see them winning on the road. So. That almost be the dagger for the Eagles season if the Giants can knock the Eagles off and send the Eagles as a wild card team on the road for possibly 3 games on the road. Not happening because the Eagles this year they're not the same team they were last year. Last year they were I think they were even better last year offensively, and this year their defense just stinks. They're like the worst 3rd down team. Defensive wise, they're giving up like 30-something touchdown passes. I mean, they're just trash. I mean, I got an injury here or there, but they're just trash, absolute trash. So they're not, we can send them on the road. That's almost a death punch right there. They're not going back to the Super Bowl. So got that to look forward to. All right, guys, it's been almost 1 hour and 4 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of the heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. As always, and you guys stay safe out there. Giants. Woo!